Dear students, welcome to the next lecture of chapter number 6, Chemical Kinetics. In last lecture, we have seen the integrated rate law for zero order reaction. The integrated rate law for zero order reaction is K is equal to concentration of A0 minus concentration of AT upon T. In this lecture, we have to see the half-life of zero order reactions. The half-life of reaction can be defined as the time required for the reactant concentration to fall one half of its initial value or initial concentration is called as half-life of reactions. Zero order reaction having the rate constant. We know the rate constant for zero order reactions. Therefore, I write the rate constant for zero order reaction, and from this we have to derive the equation for half-life of zero order reactions. We know, first I write, we know the rate constant for zero order reaction. We know the equation K is equal to concentration of A0 minus concentration of AT upon T. By using the condition of half-life of reaction, we know that A0 is the initial concentration. A0 is the initial concentration at time T is equal to 0 and AT is final concentration. Final concentration at time T is equal to T. T is equal to T. But by condition of half-life, T is equal to T 1 half. Concentration is half of its initial concentration. Therefore, A0 upon 2. By substituting these values AT and A0 in equation 1, substituting these values in equation 1, we write the equation of rate constant. K is equal to A0 minus AT upon T. Substituting these values, we have K is equal to concentration of A0 means initial concentration as it is minus AT is A0 upon 2, initial concentration upon 2. Therefore, A0 upon 2 divided by T is equal to T1 half, because we have to calculate half-life of zero order reaction. Therefore, T1 half. We derive equation for T1 half-life. Therefore, transferring T1 half to this side and K to this side, A0 minus A0 upon 2 divided by K. So, as T1 half is equal to, therefore T1 half is equal to 2 multiplying A0 by 2 twice A0 minus A0 upon 2 divided by K. Therefore T1 half is equal to twice A0 minus A0 is A0 upon 2 upon K. Therefore, T1 half is equal to A0 upon twice K. This is the equation for the. Therefore, T1 half is equal to A0 upon 2K. 2 is come to the denominator side. Therefore, A0 upon 2K is the half-life equation for half-life of zero order reaction. This is equation for half-life of zero order reaction. Half-life for zero order reaction. From this equation, see here, from this equation we can conclude that half-life of zero order reaction is directly proportional to A0, means directly proportional to its initial concentration. From this equation we conclude that half-life of zero order reaction, half-life of zero order reaction is directly proportional to its initial concentration. Graphical representation of zero order reaction. For zero order reaction given by the equation K is equal to concentration of A0 minus concentration of AT upon T. AT upon final concentration is equal to, from this is equal to minus K into T plus A0. If we write it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, it looks like as mx and c. This is in the form of straight line. This is in the form of straight line. In y is equal to mx plus c, here the graph of AT or final concentration AT versus time. AT versus time. It is look like a straight line having the equation y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. This is the equation of straight line. Versus time. This is the time difference t. This is the t between the graph t. AT versus t in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, which is the form of straight line. In this m, the slope of this equation, is, which is slope m, therefore slope is minus k, and intercept on y axis is which A0 is, we plot concentration of AT versus time or final concentration versus time. It is a straight line having the slope minus k and intercept on y axis is A0. This is the graphical representation of zero order. Next point of this chapter we have to see is example of zero order reaction. Examples of zero order reaction. This is the first example of zero order reaction, decomposition of ammonia SNH3 gas gives nitrogen gas plus hydrogen gas. The metal surface on platinum metal is completely covered by the ammonia gas. The ammonia molecules covered on the platinum surface is very small. So some amount or some tiny fraction of molecules are covered on the surface of platinum metal. So tiny molecules or tiny fraction of molecules takes part in the reactions, and some molecules are remains in the unreacted state or unreacted form of gas. Rate of reaction is independent of the total concentration of ammonia and remains constant. In platinum metal, ammonia gas is completely covered on the metal surface, but only small fraction of molecules taking part in the reactions, and some unreacted ammonia molecules remains as it is, which do not take part in the chemical reaction. So the rate of reaction is independent of the ammonia decomposition of nitrous oxide. Decomposition of the same metal catalyst, that is platinum catalyst. Decomposition of nitrous oxide in presence of platinum catalyst. Therefore, decomposition of nitrous oxide N2 gives N2 nitrogen gas plus oxygen O2 gas. This is the second example. The catalytic decomposition of PH3 on hot tungsten at high pressure. Catalytic decomposition on at high pressure. This is the third example for zero order reaction. First example is decomposition of ammonia molecules or ammonia gas on the platinum metal surface, and second is decomposition of nitrous oxide in presence of platinum catalyst. Here I have to write platinum catalyst in presence of platinum catalyst, and third example is the catalytic decomposition of PH3 on hot tungsten at high pressure. This point we have to see is the pseudo first order reactions. We have to write definition. The reaction which behaves as higher order true rate law, but are found to be first order reactions, is called as pseudo first order reaction. The reactions which behaves as higher order true rate law, or which follows the higher order true rate law, but which are found to behave as first order reactions, which gives first order reactions, are called as pseudo first order reactions. For example, The general consider hydrolysis of methyl acetate. If we hydrolyze methyl acetate, it is hydrolyzing CH3COCH3 in aqueous form, which can be hydrolysis to give, which is hydrolyzed to give CH3COOH, acetic acid plus OH, because we have to hydrolyze it by H2O, or we can write it as hydrolysis. Hydrolysis may be formed. COCH3 methyl acetate can be hydrolyzed to give CH3COOH aqueous plus CH3OH means methyl alcohol in aqueous condition. Therefore, I write it as H2O. Rate is equal to K into concentration of methyl acetate into concentration of. In this, the reaction was found to be of second order because methyl acetate into concentration of water having order 1 and 1, which gives order as 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, which expected to have second order reactions, but experimentally it is found that the order of methyl acetate reaction is 1, that means first order, because the methyl acetate is hydrolyzing water. The hydrolysis of water is excess. Hydrolysis of methyl acetate is in excess quantity. Therefore, concentration of H2O is constant. Hydrolysis of H2O is constant. Therefore, we substitute this in coefficient rate is equal to K dash into CH3COCH3 into K double dash, where K dash into K double dash is equal to K. Therefore, I write it as rate is equal to K into concentration of CH3COCH3. This is a pseudo first order reaction. Thank you.